your neighborhood school. Volunteer to record selected programs for teachers to use in class.
Okay, now what do we learn here today?
Now, Cable in the Classroom comes home.
In the next half hour, Weather Center, a comprehensive national forecast. At 40 after, Weather Center continues with highway and air travel conditions. Then the weekend outlook. And at 50 after, Storm Watch. But right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel.
The storm system that produced severe weather in the southeast yesterday today is turning areas of the northeast into a snowy mess. Good afternoon and welcome to Weather Center. I'm Mike Motley.
And I'm Lisa Moser. Another system is beginning to move into the Pacific Northwest and eventually will mean more rain for California. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. But first, let's turn our attention to the northeast, looking at the regional radar for New York State. Well, Buffalo, we've been getting some moderate snow. It has lightened up the last 15 minutes or so. It does look like we'll be adding another 2 to 4 inches before the evening is out. We want to take you also up towards Watertown. Moderate snow falling in and around this area of Lake Ontario. Fort Drum still reporting some moderate to heavy snow. We're going to be looking at winter storm warnings posted for much of the northeast through tonight and tomorrow. We're talking about 3 to 6 inches that could accumulate. This is very wet snow. Current temperatures are around 30 degrees, and it is a very slippery mess on some of the roadways as you're traveling through the northeast. Overnight tonight, we'll continue to be looking at the snow accumulate, and we are watching this situation deteriorate for some areas. Our Weather Channel crew in Syracuse, New York, has seen some of the heavy snow fall today. Kristen Dodd joins us live from Syracuse, New York. Kristen?
That's right, Lisa. We have seen anywhere from 4 to 6 inches in this area in the Finger Lakes region. We've had about 5 inches to 6 inches up in Rochester and similar amounts over toward Buffalo. But right now we are seeing things kind of wind down. We had some heavy bursts of snow earlier this morning, but things are tapering off, and right now we are just left with flurries. We're also left with plenty of piles of snow. We've had those plows out, and they have really been stacking up the snow throughout the parking lots here in Syracuse. Let's go ahead and take a look at our tower cam shot. Simon punches that up, and we'll show you the entrance to the Carousel Center as folks are now getting back out on the roadways and heading off to the mall to enjoy a Saturday of shopping. They will have to try and remember where they parked, because as those plows continue to go by, they may see a little bit different terrain around their car as they're heading back out from the mall later on today. Traffic around the mall and throughout Syracuse is looking pretty good at this time. We have had reports from folks coming up to the Weather Channel Storm Tracker van that we have been seeing pretty good traveling conditions on the thruway. Still a few slick spots, though, on the secondary roads. We'll keep you posted here from Syracuse throughout the afternoon. Lisa?
Thank you. Kristen Dodd reporting live from New York. We'll be checking back in with you, Kristen, throughout this afternoon. We're also looking at snow that's falling in and around the Boston area. Light snow fell earlier this morning as some of us was headed out for that cup of Java or coffee. We are talking about a couple of inches likely to accumulate before the day is over, but do keep in mind the temperatures are currently right around 32 degrees in and around the Boston area. The winds are also a problem. We're talking about wind that has been gusting over 30 miles per hour. The sustained winds have been around 20 to 25 miles per hour. This makes the temperature feel like, hey, get this, Mike, 0 degrees right here this Saturday afternoon. Does it feel like winter? It certainly does. We're looking at the regional Boston radar. New Bedford reported some snow, then it changed over the rain, back to snow. It's likely in the next 15-20 minutes to go back over to rain showers. Cape Cod, Truro, Nantucket, rain showers out here. We have a low pressure area. This is the one that was associated with all that turbulent weather to the south, right? Crossing over the Appalachians, and we will continue to see snow collect in the northeast. I want to point out that we have northeasterly winds coming in across Lake Erie at this time, and so we're seeing a little lake enhancement in and around the Cleveland area, in and around Toledo. Detroit, you too could possibly see additional snow enhancement. A quick jump out towards the west because we do have a low pressure area that's way out in the Pacific, taking its time because high pressure is blocking it from coming in too quickly, but occasionally we could see some moderate to heavy rain showers. Mainly we're talking light to moderate for the San Francisco and Northern California for today. Take a look at the satellite imagery. You'll see what I mean. The frontal boundary is kind of draping out along the coastal areas, but the actual system is further out. That's going to take a little while because we have high pressure towards much of the midsection and southwest of the country. You'll notice our system here wrapping up pretty good. This is the same one that brought very turbulent conditions, unfortunately, for northern Georgia yesterday, and much of the Piedmont of the Carolinas hit pretty good. Several individuals did, in fact, lose their lives as a result. To the south today, though, we're just talking about some cold temperatures. Mike?
Well, behind the system that's producing the rain and snow in the northeast is some very chilly air. We're seeing unseasonably cool temperatures from the plains to the Ohio and Tennessee valleys into the southeast. Look at those temperatures out there. The change in the last 24 hours, a big change in Atlanta. It feels 20 degrees colder right now. Also into other portions of the country, into the northeast, around 4 degrees colder in Boston, so it already was cold anyway. And we're looking at around 14 degrees less temperatures colder into Charleston, West Virginia, and around 19 degrees colder into North Carolina. Now, the current wind chills out there, it feels like 25 in Atlanta, although the temperature is 40. It feels like 10 in New York. It feels like 3 in Boston, Massachusetts, and it feels like 5 degrees above in Caribou, Maine. Looking at temperatures around the region, it feels like 25, but it's 40 in Atlanta, Charleston at 51, Raleigh at 47. Into the northeast, Caribou at 31, it feels like 5 there. Bangor at 32, we're at freezing. Boston also at 32 with a temperature that feels like 3 degrees, so it's barely above 0 with wind chill. So take it slow and be careful and bundle up in Boston today. 41 in Albany, we're at 31 in Albany and 29 in Burlington, Vermont. Into the Midwest, Chicago at 41, and also 41 for the Twin Cities. Marquette at 32, Buffalo at 27 with snow there. Scottsbluff, Nebraska, 56, not so bad. Goodland, Kansas, 58, so kind of a heat wave.